Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning Blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and today we're going to talk about a new exposure draft that the GASB just put out on a new implementation guide. So one of the fun things that I really like about GASB is that they do FAQs, basically their staff Q&As, except that they're authoritative, which is really helpful. So in the past, we used to have implementation guides, but they weren't authoritative. And when we redid the hierarchy according to GASB, they made them authoritative, which means in order to be authoritative, they have to go out for due process and comment. And so they're letting us have an opportunity today to do that. So we're going to walk through some of the different items that are going to be covered in this IG. I will tell you this one's pretty short. It is not one of the ones that's going to be the large ones. We're going to have a leases IG, and we're going to have a fiduciary activities IG that are going to focus on those two new standards, the same way we had one for OPEB and one for pensions that are explicitly for those topics. So this one wasn't so bad, but definitely covered some really interesting topics. So let's take a look. So first off, this was issued in November 2018. Comments are going to be due in January, and it is Project 2416D. So again, this will be issued in 2019 and will be that implementation guide. So the first thing that the implementation guide does is cover some of new questions. So questions that have come in since the last one that are new areas of focus. So this one on cash flow reporting was really interesting because there were questions that were coming in related to irrevocable split interest agreements and where should they be shown on the cash flow statement, right? We very frequently provide recognition and measurement guidance and very infrequently provide cash flow specific guidance. And so in this scenario, they did take a look at specific questions that have come in regarding implementation guide or about the cash flow for reporting for these irrevocable split interest agreements for the implementation guide. Then it wouldn't be a implementation guide without having some OPEB and pension questions. So in this one, they were looking at if you're using that tax exempt AA bond or higher for your interest rate. There were some questions about can you use an average or not? And they also had some questions on the implicit rate subsidy. And so it applied to both pensions and OPEB. They also looked at swaps and termination of swaps, and then statement 33 related to non-exchange transactions. So all of these would be new questions. In addition, they had some adjustments to other standards like 42 related to capital assets and insurance recoveries. That one was really interesting. It was related to insurance recoveries from storm damage. And having gone through 2 hurricanes this year here in North Carolina, I can totally appreciate those questions that were being asked. They also covered statement 48 related to receivables and pledges. And then they also covered 54, which was the fund balance reporting governmental type definitions. But probably, again, can't be an implementation guide without questions about tax abatements. I feel like we've had tax abatement in every single year that we've had an implementation guide, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We just really have a lot of questions. This one's actually dealing with filets. So shocking that there is another one out there. And then again, on statement 81, looking at irrevocable split interest agreements, but specifically related to governmental funds and related liabilities. So interesting questions again there. In terms of amendments to previously issued, one of the things that the GASB also recognizes that when new standards come out, sometimes the questions that were in old standards have to be updated, or there's some clarification that needs to be made. So people, in this scenario, one of them was, just clarifying certain wording that had to be in there. And so we have the financial reporting model. This one is being adjusted by GASB 90 related to majority equity interests. And the big thing here is that you're swapping the word is for maybe, right? So it's the only change in that question, making it an is, making it a declarative statement as opposed to maybe, which is a little bit more less, authoritative. Also some questions on OPEB and pensions, obviously, again, clarifying there. This one was related specifically to some exceptions related to statement 48. And then accounting for reporting for derivative instruments. So just a few clarifications. It wasn't very many questions this time. It wasn't very many pages. So the proposed effective date would be for periods beginning after June 15 of 19. Again, this is GASB, so earlier implementation is always recommended. And as I said earlier, comments are going to be due January 31st of 2019, which is coming so fast. And you should direct your questions to the Director of Research and Technical Activities and make sure you cite the right project number. All right, so that's it for this week in terms of our blog, making sure that we are aware of this. Again, some bigger changes, some smaller changes, and again, making these wonderful implementation guides authoritative makes me very happy. And I hope it makes you happy. So hopefully you got something out of this blog, and I hope to see you on a future blog, and wishing you all a very happy holidays. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.